Hello, Seth. How you doing? Alright, what we're doing, we're going to find Bay. And where? How many saves do I have? Jesus. I think this one, right? Decent box. Choose. Alright, yeah, I think we're. Basically, my stream's going to consist of me wandering around this big ass city tonight, I think. I am doing well, thank you. Been working all day on my Kylo Ren mask, and it's starting to take shape, but it's a total pain in the ass patterning it out. But I think it's gonna look pretty cool.
Certainly.
See, she agrees. Oh, jeez. Alright, what were we doing? Ooh, Kendra. The woman sits behind herself, spinning something on the table in front of her and watching it with furious intensity. It's about the size of a coin, and it wobbles over a crack in the wood with a metallic rattle. Is this some suction? She snatches it up with one hand and slams a half-empty cup down on the table with the other. This is not a good time. Looks like you can use another drink. I'll get there. She takes a long drink from her glass. Just trying to calm down and trying to talk myself out of something foolish. Something foolish? She says nothing for a few moments, as if hoping you'll leave. At last, Kainra looks up at you, and lamplight falls across her face. A purpling bruise is blossoming along her cheekbone. There's something I need to give my fiancé, Pernisk? Yeah, I'd give him something too if that was his name. Only he doesn't seem to go anywhere without his new friends, and they're not exactly pleasant company. Who hit you, bitch? She shakes her head. I know how this looks, but you don't understand. It's not like Pernisk. Perny? We're just gonna call him Perny. It's these new friends of his. They've brought out the worst in him. Tell me about these nude friends. Nude friends, yes. They come into our house with their dead eyes and their black teeth. Ew. I'm not a fool. I know what it means. Perny makes me leave when they show up, but it's obvious what they come to do. Suck his dick. Last time they came, I told them to get out. Let them have their fun somewhere in the gift, but not under my roof. She scowls and then winces, her fingertips gently probing her bruise. Svev changes you, I guess. The Perny I knew wouldn't have squashed a spider. I never thought he'd... She trails off, still feeling the swollen, discolored flesh. I might have to kick some ass. I thought Svev just made people around not doing much. I don't really know. Seemed better than believing he's always been this way. Maybe I could talk to him. Her hand rests on the table, and she clenches it into a white-knuckled fist. There's nothing more to say to him. We're finished. I just want to give this back to him and have a clean break. She opens her hand and a ring clatters onto the table. It was his grandmother's. Even after this, I don't have the heart to sell it off. But if I go back there myself, I know what'll happen. I lose my temper, and I'll probably wind up with another one of these. I'll take it to him. And I'll probably kill him, too. Mouse the Merciless. She looks at you and nods. The house is just north of here. Just please don't hurt him. As furious as I am, I don't want that on my conscience. Well, good thing it's not on your conscience. It's on my fist. And possibly the end of my staff. Hey, Shadow! Let's see. Oop, stuff to steal. I love stealing. Uh-oh. Someone's gonna look at me. There's no one in here. It's like the masquerade mask means I'm gonna steal stuff that people don't want me to.
I can do that.
That's right. Bartender ring. Wait, what does that do? Does that do anything? Where'd it go? Preservation. Oh. Defense. I know someone who could use that. Get. Bam. Look at that. Stealing does wonders. Hello, pod racer Dave. You racing any pod races lately? Oh, Brad Fioris. As you knew, oh yeah, we know this. Okay. You see a mud-soaked clearing, rain falling to the ground in large drops. This man is lying on his back in the muck, his hands holding open the maw of an enormous Stilgar that stands over him, its front paws on his chest. The heavy rain falls over them, playing counterpoint to the grunts made by the opponents. Dead Stilgar litter the ground around them, and the man's body shows signs of a difficult battle. His clothing is torn, hanging in scraps in some places. Bites and scratches cover his arms and legs. A huge gash cuts across his forehead, blood and water mixing as they run down his face and drip into the mud. It takes all the man's effort to keep the beast's jaws from clamping down. The man looks around wildly until his gaze finally lands on a large axe lying barely within arm's reach behind his head, the rain slowly covering it with grime and muddy water. He looks at the Stilgar and then back at the axe, grim determination on his face. His arms are shaking, and it seems he will not be able to hold the beast back for much longer. He takes a deep breath and wraps his right hand around the Stilgar's bottom jaw, then lets go with his left hand, freeing the top of its head. The Stilgar's mouth snaps shut on his right hand. His left shoots out from above his head and grabs the handle of the axe. The Stilgar grinds its teeth and pulls back, trying to free itself from his grip, blood dripping from its mouth onto his face. With a grunt that quickly becomes a bellow of pain, the man pulls his right hand down, bringing the beast's head closer to him, swinging the axe around as he does. The blade of the weapon pierces the Stilgar's neck, and it yelps, its mouth popping open as it tries to step backward off the man. This is a long one. Before his mangled hand can lose its grip, the man pulls and twists as hard as he can, trying to get the beast all on the ground, using the Stilgar's resistance to pull himself into a sitting position. Man, this guy is hardcore. He's got his arm in this freaking thing's mouth, just like trying to axe it in the face. He brings the axe down on its neck again and again, and one final time as its head and his hand simultaneously come free. The head flies from his grip as he thrusts his hand behind his back to brace himself as he falls. As his hand hits the ground and his full weight lands on it, a second bellow of pain erupts from his mouth. Breathing heavily, he brings his now mangled hand up to the I almost said up to the asses, up to assess the damage. The little finger is gone, lost somewhere in the mud. The two fingers next to it are twisted, broken, and torn, barely attached to his hand by small bits of flesh. He sighs, grabbing both dangling fingers with his left hand. He grits his teeth and pulls. Man, this guy is seriously hardcore. Jesus. That was a story, let me tell you. Whew. Why can't I, like, get these guys on my team? These people always have the craziest freaking stories. Acta. I can't go into these places. I have a feeling I'm definitely got lost. Oh wait, there's camera. Alright, I'm lost. I'm just in an inn. I think we found our bearings. So, Bishop!
Good day to you.
The man behind the bar is nearly the size of an armoire. A handle protrudes from his back, and his face is set in a stoic frown. He gives you a small nod. Here for a drink? There's a tiny pewter cup in front of him. He turns it on in one broad hand, but doesn't drink from it. Let's see what you got. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Let's sell some shit. I know I got plenty of. Oh, yeah. Give me that. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna get a yellow lab. I'm just like the pet queen over here. I've got a freaking half-eaten cat. I've got a baby dragon. I've got a celestial piggy. And now I've got a yellow dog. I am excited. I wish everyone in my party could have a pet. We would just be like an animal brigade. Be fun. What am I doing? Oh yeah. Let's see. This is actually probably good to put on people. Let's hold off. Where's my treasure chest? Item type. Oh, I guess I already sold all my stuff. Oh, maybe not. Oh. Yeah. Stuff's probably all garbage, whatever. Holy crap, I don't think I have enough hats. Apparently I'm a hat collector. I still haven't honestly figured out whether or not it's useful to have hats or not. That needs to go in my normal bag. Can I just do that? Wait, is that me? Yeah, can I do that, please? Nope. Ba, ba, ba. Oh my god. What is happening here? Okay, we'll just do that. It's a cookie. A cookie. Why am I not even signed in? What is happening? Alright. I don't know what I'm doing. I think I already slept, right? So, I do? Why can't I buy this? Oh, did I already have 4? Where do I see my camp? Oh, I already have 4. I thought I did not. Roy Ningguang. Ooh, another story. You see a half-consumed ale slosh its way across the distance to his mouth, spilling across the stains of food long past. Glazed eyes glance at the brawl across the room, gaining fervor as the fight extends through the room. Another ale, he murmurs to the bartender, downing his drink and turning towards the wall. He pulls a picture from his pocket, a painting of a young child, all brown hair and green eyes, and holds it above a candle. It does not burn. Ales later, he begins to sing, the bar a mess of broken chairs and wounded pride, and they all listen for a moment before continuing their drinks, svev, and conversation. His ache is felt throughout the room. His sad story reminds them of their sad stories. When he finishes singing, a silence hangs in the air, palpable among the smoke and the sweat of the yeasty smell of beer-infused exhalation. He is the first to break the silence, ordering a round of ale for the room. The general din of conversation sparks and resumes, but the mirth now is tempered with far-off memories and thoughts. Those guys are fucking depressing. Oh, upstairs? I don't think so. Oh, there's so many people to talk to. Is there a point to, like, talking to all these... Oh. Okay. Key. Oh, all these people don't...
Well met.
Oh, shit, that was scary. An Orland man relaxes with his feet propped on the table. He's not got his feet on the table. Patches of dark brown skin peek from under a full mane of blue-green hair. He and the Orland woman with him exchange laughs and comments with the trio at the nearby table, and he spins a dagger in his hand. His hazel eyes watch you. You look like you've seen a night or two in the wilds. Joining us for a drink? Yeah, sure. Who are you? The name's Two-Tone Weexel. Wexel. The lady next to me is Key. We've had our fun with the expeditions, but we were hoping to enjoy a little peace and quiet. For the next few weeks, anyway. A man at the next table nods at you. I'm Dreadshot Dayton. This is Hurdy and Ilfa. We were part of separate expedition teams, but we both suffered losses and decided to band together. He takes several items off his fingers. Beasts, barbarians, Bilox. It's a dangerous time to be an adventurer, but a prosperous one, too. At the next table, Dayton raises his glass. And here's to many more prosperous journeys. Is there something else you wanted? Apparently not. That was a pointless conversation. Ooh. Oh, there's people in here. Ishana. Do another story. You see a group of people standing on a clear patch of earth, surrounded by several motionless bodies. On the ground in the middle of the group is a small figure, curled up to protect itself from the kicking feet of the people standing around it. This woman is there, apart from the group, holding an enormous sword. She leans on it, using it almost like a crutch, hunched over and breathing heavily. She stares at the people and grunts, pulling herself upright and lifting the sword from the ground. She draws in a large breath, leans into a run, and quickly closes the distance between herself and the group. A blood-chilling howl suddenly explodes from her. The mob freezes mid-kick and stares at the terrifying bull of a woman now charging it. She jumps at the last second, bending slightly, turning herself into a projectile, flying into the middle of the people assaulting the figure on the ground. Everyone topples as she flies into them. She hits the ground beyond them, rolling, leaping back up, and turns to face them. She plants both of her feet and lifts her sword, surveying the field. Suddenly, she spins on her heels, swinging her sword with savage grace, cutting down the nearest of the assailants. Letting herself get pulled into the momentum of the spin, she brings her sword around, blade sideways, into the head of a would-be opponent. The bottom of the hilt shatters his temple, and he crumples to the ground at her feet. She looks up, rage-filled eyes daring the remaining two men to approach. After a quick sideways glance at each other, they turn heel and run. One briefly looks back over his shoulder, ensuring she isn't following them. She slowly lets out the breath she'd been holding and walks over to help the figure still huddled on the ground. Yeah, she's a beast! Is there a point to talking to these people? You see a man standing on a dock. Sailors, soldiers, and prostitutes swarm around him, but he's watching the ship disappearing over the horizon. You should be glad his men didn't take his life along with the ship, but failure is almost as bad as death for a Valian. And the gods only know he hadn't fared any better than his family's mercantile business. It's almost a relief to see the last herald of his failure sail into the distance, sparing him the need to go back to his father and admit defeat once again. Besides the sharp wits and an eye for opportunity, there's always a chance for a comeback. He pulls a flask from his hip and takes a long drink. There will be time for that later. He adjusts the flap of his eye patch and finds the tower of the brothel. He plots a new course for the evening, a grin on his face. My guy has high hopes and aspirations. Anybody in here? I'm gonna steal your treasure chest. Let's do it. That's right. Use 3 picks to get 3 picks. Apparently that's how it works. Oh my god.
A simple test.
Oh shit, there's a guy in here. What's that? Oh fuck, there's a lot of guys in here. No! Well, I guess we're gonna kill these people. Oh, these were named people. Can I just say I'm sorry? Oh well. Ooh, damn, they went down pretty quick. I thought this room was empty. Sorry, guys. Dude, I turned him into meat. Oh, wait, this doesn't mean like everyone's bad, are they now? Damn, I got a lot of shit on. I kind of don't want to, like, have killed them. I'm just going to skip through this part again. Oh, wait. Odyssey for 15 hours, 26 minutes. There we go. Just have to do the upstairs again. That'll be quick, though, because I'll have to talk this time. Yeah.
Certainly.
Just go talk to these people real quick and just skip through their shit.
Greetings.
Blah. Is there someone in here? Yes, there's no one in here.
I can do that.
Alright, let's see what these people are. Oh, just more people. See a firm hand scribbling notes from an ancient, surprisingly sturdy-looking tome. Script precise, pictures small but clear. The monk runs his fingers across the paper lightly, page after page, searching for something. The script is ancient, almost illegible, but he perseveres, scrawling stacks and sheaves of notes, transcribing the book into something more comprehensible. Suddenly, he starts scribbling hastily, eyes wild, pen a blur across the newly ink-splattered page. With a start, he pushes out from the desk and closes the tome, sending waves of dust to coast about the room, and grins widely. He hurries to the exit, notes piled under his arm, and a new adventure on his mind. See, I can't kill that guy. He's just like me. He's just nice. See a man praying soundlessly on the ground, lips moving to some ancient and unknowable hymn. Lying in his hands, his sword sputters into blinding white light, banishing the darkness around him, and instantly to lurk in corners and shelves. He opens his eyes slowly, continuing his silent prayer as he adjusts to the new light, his face tight with concentration. He stands and begins to move deliberately towards an enormous iron door, strange symbols inscribed upon its rusted surface. His prayer gets louder, gains substance as he gets close. Blue eyes burn with fervor as the glowing tip of the sword touches the center of the door and slides through. White light spreads across its surface, symbols flaring into life as the paladin chants. A gentle tone sounds, ringing through the ancient structure, and the door begins to open. The symbols have disappeared along with the rust, and the paladin steps into places unknown, bearing a light he is only now beginning to understand. So he's a nice guy too. Dash Runda. You see a grin slide across the face of a man, and on to the face of a woman, younger still than he. She moves closer in the tallow light, sure and slow, tasting the anticipation on his tongue, the desire on hers. We just got into a pornographic memory here. The candle gutters, sending yellow-brown light sneaking across his multifaceted eyes. She sits back, now all too aware of his luminescent horns and dust-stamped blue skin. His otherness leaves her breathless, but from fascination or horror, you cannot tell. He reaches across a hand, trailing the line of her jaw, sibilant whispers snaking through the air, tempting, cajoling. Something in her breaks, and his grin slides as he extends his tongue to lick the curve of her throat, pulsing a hair's breadth from her flesh. This chat has now become 18 plus. The thing we spoke of, your husband. I shouldn't. He'd be ruined. A faint protest. The man wags his forefinger at her, hissing playfully, tracing a line with the finger down the length of her torso, causing her to writhe. He stops it just short. She gasps. No fair. That's cheating, she pouts, childlike. Not if we make the rules. The man winks, and he resumes his stroke. Well then, that is some R-rated shit. Is my chat broken, or are you guys just super quiet? I keep looking, make sure you guys aren't saying anything, but it is not going. I don't even know why I'm here. I think I have some quests here. Alright, let's get this in. Testing. I see you. I see you. Anyway, I don't know if anybody said anything after Pod Racer Dave, because that was the last thing that I saw. If so. Alright. Where should we go? I keep forgetting to try to hotkey my abilities because I'm sick of clicking everything. Let's go walk through the sand. Laura! The young woman stands by a cart, watching the crowd with large bright eyes that focus on you as you approach. Take your time, traveler. If you're looking for enchanted scrolls or garb, you've come to the right place. Give me some... Oh, damn, you're expensive. I suddenly feel incredibly poor. Okay. Well, I don't believe I'll be shopping here today. Ooh, dragon meat, Jesus. I do have 5 camping supplies, but I can only have 4. It's so rude. Oh no! Bad internet is not fun. I am a victim of such... You see a dimly lit room with extravagant decoration. Pillows of silk brocade cover the floor surrounding a large velvet-covered divan. A man sits on the divan, his shirt untucked and only halfway buttoned. Behind him stands this elf, dressed in the same lavish finery as decorates the room. Another R-rated memory? Her hips gyrate gently, dancing slowly around the man as she begins to sing. He looks up at her blearily, intoxication clouding his vision. He smiles, tunelessly humming along with her. Her words are too low to hear clearly, but as her singing grows more intense, The lights in her room seem to dim even farther, and everything loses focus. She takes his face in her hands, singing directly to him, running her hands down his shoulders and arms until she is holding his hand. The man's eyes grow heavy, and he quickly succumbs to sleep, slumping backward. What kind of order is this? She holds his. Oh, is she gonna steal something? She holds his arms, catching him as he falls, and gently lays him down across the divan. Divan. She stops singing when his head hits the pillow, and suddenly the lights brighten back up, and everything snaps back into focus. She slips her hand into his jacket. Yeah, that's right, bitch. That's my elf. Retrieving an item that she places in a small box sitting on a nearby table. She looks back at the man, shakes her head, and escapes into the night. That's how we do. That's my elf peeps. Where do we go from here? This city is too big. I've only been here for 28 minutes, and I'm tired of it. There's too many places to go. Too many people with pornographic memories for me to relate to you all.
The dozens may not like us foreigners much, but they certainly don't mind taking our coin.
Wee Nan. Oh. What's this? Someone's gonna come and ask me a question. A well-groomed man steps through the hall with a confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He is flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. One of his companion eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup come wandering in, I see. Just know that Bine's giant slayers run things around here, and you'll be fine. Whatever you say. That's good advice. Here's the rest. 1. The choice bounties are ours. 2. The giant slayers don't share. It's that simple. A voice bellows across the hall. Enough jabber, Bine. You're gonna do the job or talk about it. Ha! His jaw tightens. Wenand's right. That coin ain't going to collect itself. He looks at his comrades and jerks his chin toward the door. See you around, pup. Oh boy, am I supposed to be afraid of you? Did you not hear that I am Mouse the Merciless, Slayer of Raedric, Liberator of Gilded Vale?
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
Don't tell me what to do.
Go see Osric. He's usually got something. You do well for him, maybe I can find you more.
Tell me about yourself. Good men and women trying to walk in the footsteps of great men and women who came before us. We're a loose association of warriors and expeditionaries in the Deerwood. Not as fancy as the Crucible Knights, mind you, but at least we remember our roots. At least they remember roots, pretend to be like them, he means. Your roots? The Crucible Knights take pride in having won the Deerwood's freedom 150 years ago, but we're the ones who've protected it. Everyone knows that Saint's War ended with the Godhammer destroyed Widewind at the Evendur Bridge. A lot of folks don't know how Widewind wound up on that bridge. 7 men, 5 women. They walked out of Halgate Citadel and faced down a god, held him there until the bomb went off. He thumps the table. That's the legacy we defend. Some call us mercenaries, but we don't need matching armor and silky cloaks to remember our roles. We're the same now as we were then. We stand up for the people. First line of defense, whatever it takes. We've got new enemies now. If it's not Widewind, it's his damn legacy. It's the damn soul butchers in Brackenberry making things worse for all of us. Probably causing the whole thing one way or another. Well, we haven't gone anywhere, and there's more than 12 of us now. We've defended Deerwood once, we'll do it again. And we're done. Can I do something? Exactly. Osric.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up. If that dummy was armed, it'd have your head off.
God, Aidwig. Fucking idiot. Oh, you got some work.
An expedition, talk to Wenham.
What?
I just handled